What is the most pointless job in existence? Somebody make me feel better about what I'm doing. Probably not at a needle factory. I see the point you're making here. Not this thread again. In Indiana, where I live, it is illegal to have on-land casinos. That means that casinos are built as huge ships in a man-made bay usually. Since there is a ship, there is a captain. But the ship is stationary at all times. Does the captain essentially replace a building manager? No, very often they do nothing. Captains have a duty to focus on sustaining the ship, and the law states that a qualified captain must focus on that task with all their time. Casino captain sounds like a pretty cool job title. Girl at bar, and what do you do? Casino captain, oh nothing really, I'm just the captain of a casino. Girl at bar, should we make love now or later? The guys who pump gas in New Jersey and Oregon. You can't pump your own gas there, what the hell? Yep, Californian visiting Oregon, and I just rolled up hot, got out and grabbed the pump. Dude comes running out to stop me. I was like, no thanks, I don't want full service. I'm surprised you guys still have that with the price of gas these days. It's illegal, sir. Whoops. I have an aunt from Jersey who did the opposite. She pulled up to a gas station here in Maryland and just sat there waiting and waiting and waiting for the attendant to come out and pump her gas. After waiting 15 to 20 minutes, she goes inside in a huff and asks if anyone is going to come out and pump her gas for her, or if she was going to have to wait all day. The looks she must have gotten. She has a PhD. Bathroom attendant. It also makes me feel very uncomfortable for both of us. It can't be a fun job, and I feel like he's secretly judging me for how long I wash my hands, or what mint I select, or how much I tip him. And I have this weird, quasi-bourgeoisie feeling that I never have, and I just want to tell him, dude, I swear I'm not fancy at all. This is the first time I've tucked in my shirt in 3 months. And he can't be loving what he's doing. So it all just makes the whole interaction really uncomfortable. Sometimes, I'll just hold it if I know there's an attendant in there. It's worth it. Those people probably make people with shy bladder go insane. It's only happened to me once. I walked in alone, really having to piss, instinctively went to the urinal, saw him standing there. A minute passes, I ask him to turn on the sink thinking it might help. It doesn't. Here in India, at least where I live, they have finally installed parking ticket dispensers at certain malls. However, almost every mall I've been to, a person is standing at the machine to press the button for us. So essentially, they are manualing a job they automated which was previously manual. Why? Because 1 billion people. Here in Manila, I once pulled up to a parking card dispenser. We use cards with magnetic strips. Rolled down the window, pressed the button. The card comes out. I grab it. Then I noticed someone was actually sitting behind the machine pushing the cards out the slot. Yeah. Did he make beep boop beep noises? Last year, I stood underneath a conveyor belt dropping gravel out of a rock crusher and picked out chunks of odd colored rock for 10 hours a day without a break. At the rate the gravel was being poured, I may have possibly extracted 0.001% of the river rock as I was picking it up by hand, one piece at a time. I have no idea why they paid me to do this, and I quit after 2 weeks because I was beginning to fantasize about jumping into the rock crusher. My wife has a theory about this. It might be so that they can legally advertise that their gravel has been hand sorted. Kind of like how free range chicken means that they open the barn door for a few minutes a day. Walmart greeter. Welcome to Costco. I love you. Peyton Manning's QB coach. So, Peyton, I want you to throw a pass to that receiver right there, and, yeah, just like that. Thanks. Dude's gotta have a constant anxiety about his job security. Alright Peyton, on the next play you shall. Blank stare. Yeah, let's do it your way. Check it out. Last year I had to go to India to visit a customer at a government facility. They had a lot of problems with little monkeys getting into the building. The solution? Hire a guy with a big monkey on a lead to scare away the little monkeys. Actually, Chief Monkey Scarer sounds like an awesome job. Imagine the business cards. The people at wholesale clubs that check your cart before you leave. Bitch, you look over my cart like it was invisible or something. They caught a double charge on my receipt once. It was a huge cart of food, about $300 worth, and they caught that the cashier charged us for 2 boxes of milk when we only got 1. We got an instant refund and an apology. You bought food for $300 and only got 1 box of milk. His milk comes in a box. I'm an aviation meteorologist at a location without planes. Ah, but you're there for the planes en route to other location. You are quite useful. Elevator operator, especially unionized ones. They have unions? Yes. They are a pain too. I worked in a moving company once, and we did a move in a building with a unionized elevator operator. He was at least 250 pounds and took up a good part of the space in the elevator. And he got a 15-minute break every 2 hours. Granted, I understand why. It isn't a great job, but damn, it was annoying. That made moving the furniture nightmare and took forever. It was an office building too, so there was tons of it. My previous supervisor, when he quit, they did not replace him. We just kind of carried on as usual. Cash for gold or any sign holders. They can be replaced with a inanimate carbon rod pole. Exception being those sign spinners. I think there are a lot of zoning laws about how and where a business can advertise. I believe that they get around that with people like this. Indeed. You can't nail the sign to a post and stick it in the ground, but you can stand there and hold it. And pirouette with the grace of a drunken stripper. Years ago I was reading an article in Popular Science, I think, can't find it now, about the worst jobs in science. There were some pretty gross ones, as you can imagine. Quite a few dealing with animal husbandry, as well as people who have to kill and dissect the brains of lab rats to figure out how chemical X impacts their development. And then, about midway down the list, I saw it, metric system advocate. Apparently, with all the rage over the metric system back in the 70s, the Carter administration decided we needed to have a federal office, probably somewhere in the Department of the Interior, I'd guess, in charge of promoting use of the metric system. It never really caught on, interest and funding dwindled, and now they're down to like 1 or 2 people. Can you imagine trying to change careers with that on your resume? Working at an ensemble booth in Costco. I've done it. They pay $15 per hour for a reason. You literally just stand there for 6 hours being the most ignored person on the planet. Cause people are not there to get pitched to about bar soap. I'm pretty sure the companies want to showcase their stuff, but there's some shitty Costco legislation requiring them to hire someone to attend the promo location. $15 per hour for not being talked to isn't too shabby. Maytag repairman. I'm old. NSA receptionist. Welcome to the NSA. I already know where you'd like to go. Social media coordinator. What does that even mean? Say I was the social media coordinator of Coca-Cola. I'd do things like make posts on their Twitter account saying, "Hey Coke lovers. Today's hashtag Coke Appreciation Day. Let's show our support. Hashtag yummy Coke, hashtag Cokes for all." An Apple expert. The Apple store near me has like 15 at any given time, and they are proven to be as useless as a 50-pound paperweight. At the one near me, they are at least 120 pounds. Telephone sanitizer. Many school districts, New York City is famous for this, have many teachers, dozens or hundreds, on the payroll who don't teach. They've been accused of some infraction or crime, and so they are not allowed to work in the classroom until it's investigated. But they can't just be fired, they may be innocent, for one, and it's a lot of trouble to fire any teacher anyway, so they are paid to sit in a room all day and do nothing, for months or years. Google rubber room teacher. The guy who rips your ticket stub and tells you which side your movie is on. She is basically a bouncer for movie theaters. I once worked a job where I would receive forms that were scanned into a machine that put them into some software. But since the scanner wasn't perfect, I would have to manually type the mistakes into the machine. It was actually faster to not look for mistakes and just retype the entirety of the forms. We would then shred the forms. I was like the backup to a machine who wasn't very good at its job. EA customer support. This. Back when FIFA 13 was released, I bought a pack and it contained Ronaldo. Then when I was transferring him to my squad, he just disappeared. I went straight to EA live chat. Someone answered me quite quickly actually. I told the guy my problem and told he had to escalate it to a claim. I asked how long it would take for them to get in touch with me again. The guy very calmly said about 6 to 7 weeks. I was shocked. Ducky A. Edit. They never got back to me.